for Duke. She wore number 44 last year, but decided to switch to 14, which was her sister's number. And she will take the opening draw against Jessica Vetter, the primary draw taker. At least that's the plan for Coach Agulia. First draw of the season. Still up for grabs. Ground ball eventually picked up by Taylin Francis. Francis, second team All-Big South a year ago. 29 goals, 7 assists, 10 caused turnovers, 31 ground balls, 56 draw controls for Francis, who was terrific in a year that the Runnin' Bulldogs went 6-10. The program has 14 wins in its history, 6 of them coming last year, and a bit of a breakout year in which the Runnin' Bulldogs celebrated a number of firsts. Here is Vetter. Now Francis. Looking to take on Abby Landry. Instead, kicks it in behind the cage. Deaver. That first shot on goal, a save by LaRose. Good start for Sophia LaRose. Ready this year after undergoing quite a bit of improvement her freshman season. Did a lot of work on her angles, movement to the ball. Here is Landry straight down Broadway. There's a save. Cordray couldn't quite pick up the ground ball. Blue Devils will possess, though, as Kat Barry comes up with it eventually. That'll reset the shot clock after the save was made by Sylvester. Opening couple of minutes here at Koskinen Stadium. Landry. The feed is inside to Jenner, who bounces that one home. Maddie Jenner using her 6'2 frame to go up high and get that one. Bounces it past Sylvester, and the Blue Devils lead 1-0.
Number 2, Caroline DeBellis gets her very first assist.
Caroline DeBellis registers the first assist of her career, the freshman getting a start in the season opener, and that is what she is known for. Coach Kirsten Kimmel says she is a feeder, unlike one that they have had for a few years now. She's really combined well with Jenner and Landry in the early going. Jenner and Landry, two Blue Devils with pretty good size. DeBellis has the vision. There you saw the connection there. 1-0 Duke here in the early going. Back to the draw circle. And that's where Jenner is so dangerous. Just plays the draw up high to herself, gains control, and the Blue Devils are off and running once again. It's Kat Barry. Here is DeBellis once again. Now Cordray in behind the cage. The feed was to Jenner one more time. Similar cut. That one is not going to roll past the restraining line, and so it's picked up relatively easily by Callahan. There is Cordray, a couple of shoulder surgeries in her time in Durham, fully healthy this year. Maybe the most talented individual on this Duke team when fully healthy. DeBellis once again. Up top to Cronin. Across to Barry. And shooting space is the call. So the first free position shot for either team. It'll be Barry from a relatively tough angle. 27:05 to go in the first half. Barry tries to go far post. DeBellis is there to back it up. No reset of the shot clock, but still 30 seconds to work with for the Blue Devils. Drawing a couple of defenders, the kick is up top, and another shooting space call. This time it's Landry from straight away. Much better opportunity this time for Abby Landry, who last year was 4 for 5 in these situations. 20 goals on the season a year ago. Landry, nice save made there by Sylvester to keep it a 1-0 game. The ground ball was picked up by Duke, however. Cronin this time buries it in the back of the net. Not a whole lot that Katie Sylvester could do in that situation. Made the initial save, and a tough one at that, but Cronin was there to double up the lead and make it 2-0 for the Blue Devils. Cronin last year, 18 goals. Started one game, gets the start in the season opener here. Two goals, two different goal scorers for the Blue Devils. First matchup between these two schools. Duke is 10-1 all time versus the Big South. Mentioned Gardner Webb was 6-10 a year ago. Blue Devils 11-8, 2-5 in the ACC. Jenner plays that draw high in the air one more time. Alyssa Brown listed at 5'4". Not a whole lot she could do there against Jenner. Blue Devils have been a dominant draw team for years now. The combination of the Jenner sisters. Cordray did well to keep that one in bounds, but eventually the whistle blows. Slow to get up is Janice Donaldson. Olivia Jenner and Maddie Jenner last year combining for 238 draw controls. Duke won 356 as a team. Blue Devils first in the country in draw control percentage a year ago. Jada Preston now, as the Runnin' Bulldogs have possession. It's Francis. 3-year starter for Gardner Webb. Running through that ground ball nicely was Natalie Kahn, and the Blue Devils have an opportunity in transition. Here is Jenner on the move. Blue Devils with a 4-on-3. The feed down low to DeBellis, and another save by Sylvester. She's been outstanding. A 3-year starter now. Has really put in the time, says Coach Agulia. One of the captains, 3 captains mentioned Gately, Donaldson, and Sylvester. She's been really good here early. 3 quality saves. Callie Humphrey causes that turnover, the 54th of her career. Already in the top 25 at Duke in that category with a full season to go. And in transition, the finish by Anna Callahan, who struggled with injuries last year. Worked her way on the field in the early going here in 2020, and the Blue Devils lead 3-0. First career goal for Anna Callahan. We've already seen the first career assist for Caroline DeBellis, so a number of Blue Devils with career firsts already in the first 5+ minutes of the 2020 season. Olivia Carner steps onto the field for the first time for Duke. 24:52 to go in the first. Back to the draw circle we go. Jenner wins another one for the Blue Devils. Pitches it over to Kat Barry. Here's Callahan once again. Cordray. Feed up top to Carner. Drives in against a couple of defenders and draws the whistle. Does Garner. How about that shoulder save by Sylvester? She's been dynamic in cage for the running Bulldogs to this point. Landry still has possession for Duke. A fresh shot clock as well to work with. Checked away temporarily, but Landry picks up the ground ball. Already 3 saves for Katie Sylvester, and they have been highlight reel saves. Turning the corner is Barry, drawing 3 different defenders, pitches it behind the cage. Now up top it goes. Landry driving toward the goal, bouncing that one wide. Callahan is there to back it up. Quick feed to Jenner, dunks that one off the pipe. Another reset of the shot clock. Duke continuing to knock on the door. Combination of Sylvester and the hardware denying the Blue Devils thus far on this possession. Cordray. Across to Barry. Jenner, one more time, straight down the middle. Jenner, such a tall target. Much smaller defender, and Katie Castiglia trying to defend her. Now Barry, the skip pass a bit high. Cordray will try to chase it down to no avail, and the Blue Devils turn it over. Liz Antashak getting ready to sub on. Same thing with Hannah Smith, who's on the field now. Turnover for the running Bulldogs. Cordray, spin move. Has DeBellis and Callahan to her right. Instead, Cordray will wait for some reinforcements. Here's Barry. Just under 22 minutes to go here in the first half. Looking for Landry. The feed down low. DeBellis. Feeder at one point. Scorer here. 4-0 Blue Devils. As Caroline DeBellis has a goal and an assist in her first career collegiate game.
Assisting on that goal, number 15, Abby Landry.
Abby Landry with the assist. Only had 3 of them a year ago, did Landry.
Gardner Webb has called timeout.
Landry, somebody that Coach Kirsten Kimmel said is going to goal more, using her size more. The junior ready for a breakout season, perhaps. Timeout called by Jesse Agulia for Gardner Webb. We'll take a quick break with the teams. 4-0 Blue Devils, just under 22 minutes to go here in the first half at Koskinen Stadium on ACC Network Extra. Back to the field we go. Blue Devils enjoy a 4-0 lead over Gardner Webb in the season debut for both of these teams here in 2020. Duke finishing the season a year ago ranked 21st in the nation, and depending on the poll you're looking at, as I mentioned before, that is where they reside now, 20th in one, 21st in another. Blue Devils will face 10 ranked opponents this year, 6 of the top 8. Eight games against 2019 NCAA tournament teams, including 3 of the 4 teams from championship weekend, North Carolina, Boston College, and Northwestern. Looking for Hannah Mitchell was Taylin Francis. It was there. The pass was just off the mark, so Duke will take over after the turnover. Blue Devils part of an incredibly strong Atlantic Coast Conference. 7 of the 8 teams in the league ranked in the initial top 25, including 5 in the top 10. DeBellis behind the cage looking for Jenner, and another save for Sylvester. Make it 4 saves in the early going for Katie Sylvester. Now the running Bulldogs will try to clear. Blue Devils hoping to make life difficult. Here is Jada Preston. Ushered to the side by Kay Conway. Conway, part of a very talented freshman class that has arrived in Durham. Ranked 6th in the country, a number of them seeing significant playing time in the early going, including as starters. One of the few settled possessions for Gardner Webb here. Bounce shot off the post. And the ground ball is picked up off the pipe by Conway, streaking down the sidelines. Conway is an excellent athlete. There you saw the one-woman clear there. Now Cordray in behind the cage to Garner as the Blue Devils set up their offense. Veronica Heineman out there, this midfield unit. Lindsay Reynolds with the ball, and there's Heineman. Speaking of athletic, Veronica Heineman has outstanding speed. Cordray. There's Heineman. Looking to get downhill, draws a second defender. The shovel from Garner is wide, but backed up by the Blue Devils. Cordray splits a couple of defenders. Reynolds. Just less than 19 minutes to go in the first half. Oh, good stick that time. Tori Burks read the play. Blue Devils have gone to that play a number of times. Burks was keen to it that time, a returning starter in the midfield for Coach Agulia. Francis on the run. The pitch across to Preston, and a save by LaRose. Garner in attack mode. Blue Devils don't even need to set anything up. Callahan tries to go around the back, and it's right into the stick of Sylvester. Perhaps a little more than was necessary there. Right on the doorstep. Hannah Mitchell with possession for Gardner Webb. And then turned over by the running Bulldogs. Reynolds draws a defender. Kicked over to Rubin. Now Cordray behind the cage. Callahan. Hindman. Into a crowd, trying to control and eventually controlling the ground ball is Olivia Rubin. Got a good stick, showing it off there. DeBellis. Up top to Reynolds, drawing 2 defenders. Rubin draws the shooting space. Another free position opportunity for the Blue Devils, trying to extend the lead to 5 here in the first half. Trying to go low to high. And how about that scoop by Hindman? Picks it up off the ground and just shovels it past Sylvester to make it 5-0. Sylvester, the nice initial save on the shot by Rubin. But Hindman was there to clean it up to make it 5-0 Blue Devils. Hindman known for being good on ground balls and showing why in that instance. Has had more of a scoring mentality this year in the preseason, according to Coach Kimball. $5-0 Duke here, 16-16 to play in the first half. Half a dozen saves for Sylvester. But 5 have gotten by the senior goalkeeper from the state of Texas. First draw we've had in a little while. First goal in about 5 minutes. Another draw control for Maddie Jenner. It'll be the 4th for her in the early going. Duke has possession once again and a 5-0 lead. Cordray buries that one behind Sylvester.
Number 7,
Catherine Cordray,
gets on the board for
her
Duke.
first goal of the season. She had 27 of them a year ago, top 40 at Duke in goals and assists in program history. She's the top returning scorer with 39 points. That's goal number 74 of her career. Mentioned the shoulder surgeries. Finally all the way healthy. You can see how important she is to this Duke attack, how much the ball is in her stick. I feel like I call her name every 5 seconds when Duke has possession. It's back to Jenner in the draw circle. Jenner has all 4 of Duke's draw controls in this game. Picking that one out of the air was Francis. Francis versus Joseph. Save by LaRose. Checked out of the stick of Natalie Kahn, but done so illegally. Duke with an opportunity to clear. It's Rubin in the middle of the field. Pitched ahead to Cronin, but beyond her. Donaldson picks up the ground ball and draws the foul. Running Bulldogs will try to clear. Blue Devils offering quite a bit of resistance. DeBellis comes up with the turnover. DeBellis, the feed in front to Jenner, who puts it behind Sylvester. Defense leading to offense for Duke, and it's 7-0 here in the first half.
Gets number 2 in the game. As does number 2, gets her second assist. She's Caroline DeBellis.
Cordray caused the turnover. DeBellis picked up the ground ball. And Caroline DeBellis to Maddie Jenner. For DeBellis, the second assist of the late afternoon. Maddie Jenner, 2 goals now to go with her 4 draw controls. $7-0 Blue Devils. Very similar looking draw that time. Different result, however, as Barry comes up with the ground ball. Cronin, as the Blue Devils get into their offense quickly. Here's Cordray, now DeBellis in behind the cage. Cutting is Jenner once again. That is a go-to play for the Blue Devils and has been so hard to get up high enough to get in Maddie Jenner's way as she places the stick on the ground so the referees can check to make sure everything is legal. 14:27 to go in the first, and it's a hat trick for Maddie Jenner here in game number 1 of the 2020 season. That was actually relatively well covered by Gardner Webb. But at the end of the day, still not a whole lot they could do about Maddie Jenner right in front of the crease. We'll see Ainsley Thurston take the draw against Jessica Vetter, pair of 32s. First time anybody's taken a draw for Duke outside of Jenner. DeBellis and Jenner, we talked about how good their chemistry has been in the early going this season. All 3 of Jenner's goals have been assisted by DeBellis, all in relatively similar looking plays. Cordray and Burks, big time collision near midfield. The goggles flying off the head of Cordray. Running Bulldogs looking to establish something here on offense. They just have not had much of the ball the entire day. Zerna. Now Preston looking to spin and get in front of the cage. Well defended by Kahn. And that one looked like it might have been off the stick of LaRose, and it's in behind the Duke goalkeeper. Gardner Webb is on the board here, and the score is 8-1 at Koskinen Stadium. Setting sun directly in the eyes of LaRose. Don't know if she saw that one. Eilish Gately, the junior from Baltimore, Maryland, with the finish. Gabby Zerna on the assist. Zerna, the freshman from just down the road, about 30 minutes down I-40 in Raleigh, North Carolina. Pretty cool opportunity for her. Close to home. Assisting on the first goal of the season for Gardner Webb. Jenner snags that one once again before it hits the ground. Pitches it forward to Barry. Kat Barry using her speed. DeBellis give and go with Barry. Ball on the ground. Nice job picking up the loose change, that time by Donaldson, spinning out of trouble temporarily and then working to get the ball back. At least momentarily was DeBellis. Checked out of the stick of Sylvester. DeBellis with the finish. So Caroline DeBellis announcing her arrival
gets her second
At the
goal
college
game.
level, 2 goals and 3 assists, causing the turnover, wreaking havoc on the Gardner Webb defense. What a debut it has been for DeBellis. Young older sister Sam DeBellis on the team as well. They'll credit the cause turnover to Callahan, the ground ball to DeBellis, and then, of course, the unassisted goal to make it 9-1. 5 points in the first half of the first game of DeBellis' career. Kat Barry controls it for Duke. Thurston to DeBellis behind the cage. Just under 13 minutes to play in the first half, an 8-goal advantage for the Blue Devils. Six saves for Katie Sylvester, but the Blue Devils have scored 9 times here in the first half. Landry draws 2 defenders and pitches it over to DeBellis. Skip pass. Barry drawing the whistle. Another free position chance for Duke. And this time, a score for Barry
Number 19,
off of the free position.
Barry scores for Duke.
Kat Barry, 11 goals a season ago. Does outstanding work for Duke on the draw circle. Able to finish the play this time, 10-1 Blue Devils. Here with 12-11 remaining in the first half. Already Kat Barry today, a goal, a ground ball, 2 draw controls, and a caused turnover. That's about what you expect from Kat Barry. Certainly stuffs the stat sheet on a regular basis. Katie Cosgrove chases down that loose ball. Back to work on offense. Ainsley Thurston and the Blue Devils. Ball on the ground for a second. Picked up by Callahan. Thurston in front of the goal. Barry at X. Oh, nice check that time. Looked like it was Rowell that dislodged it from the stick of Barry, and now the running Bulldogs will try to clear. 4 for 8 on the clear thus far for Gardner Webb. Francis. The connection wasn't there. Stick looked like it was off the head of Barry. Seems to be okay. Landry, full head of steam. Barry, goal line extended. Now DeBellis. DeBellis bounces that one past Sylvester. In the crease, though. So it'll stay 10-1. Another turnover, though, for Gardner Webb on the clear. Jenner met almost immediately by Deaver. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Barry draws the foul. We're going to see our first card of the match. Heather Lobus is shown yellow.
Card has been assessed to Gardner Webb, number 6. Heather Lobus, check to the head, 2 minutes.
That stick to the head will give the Blue Devils a man up for 2 minutes. Looking to extend the lead to 10 goals. Seven on 6 for Duke. Barry. DeBellis. Looking for Jenner once again. Jenner picked up the rebound. May have been off the post. Sylvester picks it up. Now, running Bulldogs will have to try to clear man down. It's been tough for them, even at even strength. They're 4 for 10 in the game. Thurston bothering Rowell. And it's turned over. Barry. Thurston hammers that one far side.
Duke goal scored by number 32.
Ainsley Thurston. Her first career goal, the freshman.
First career goal. Number 10, Anna Callahan.
Callahan given the assist. So Thurston becomes the third Blue Devil to score her first career goal today. Caroline DeBellis and Anna Callahan also scoring their first career goal. A 2-point late afternoon for Callahan, the sophomore, who coming into the game had 1 career point. Played in 11 games a year ago, had 1 assist. That was against VCU. 11-1 the score here at Koskinen Stadium. Hyndman picks up the ground ball and pitches it ahead to Jenner. Jenner and Reynolds couldn't connect. The Duke ride has been outstanding. Mary Marquardt looking to help out in that regard. Reset of the shot clock. Burks with the ball. Gardner Webb has not played a lot of offense in this game. Consequently, Duke has not played a lot of defense in this game. Both of these two units still probably trying to work some of the offseason rust off at this point. Under 6.5 to play in the first half. Blue Devils lead is double digits. Flag in the air. Francis. First free position shot for Gardner Webb. Blue Devils converge defensively, but another whistle. And a goal for Gardner Webb.
Gardner Webb goal scored by number 5, Taylon Francis.
Taylon Francis, starting midfielder her first 2 years, returning points leader for the team. Makes it an 11-2 game. Thurston and Vetter on the draw. Francis and Burks on the circle for Gardner Webb. Blue Devils counter with Carner and Heineman. And we'll do it again. 5:51 to play in the first half. Controlled by the Blue Devils. 9 draw controls make it 10 now to 4. Duke leading in that category, continuing to dominate as they have in recent years. Carner looking to dodge against a couple of defenders. Reynolds picks up the ground ball. Reynolds looking to use her speed, pitches it back across to Heineman. Deflected on the feed in front. Heineman picks up the ground ball. Rubin forced to retreat. The feed inside to Thurston, who buries it. Second goal of the game for Ainsley Thurston.
Ainsley Thurston gets her second goal.
Restores the lead to double digits for the Blue Devils.
Number 2, Caroline DeBellis with the assist. Correction on the assist for Duke, number 12.
Olivia Carner.
Olivia Carner
Is given the assist on the play.
First career assist.
First career point, first career assist for Carner, the freshman. Ten different Blue Devils have points here in the first half. Caroline DeBellis leading the way with 5. Maddie Jenner has 3, all of them goals. Ground ball picked up by Cosgrove. Another draw control for the Blue Devils. With under 4 to play here in the first half. Mark Warden behind the cage. Pass intended for Cronin. Just beyond her reach. How about Humphrey coming all the way over to scoop up that ground ball? Keep the possession alive for the Blue Devils. Nice skip pass. Reynolds into 2 defenders. Rubin is there to pick up the loose change. Around the corner, Thurston thought about driving to goal. Instead, it's Mark Ward at X. Kick up top, Reynolds. Now Rubin bearing down on the Gardner Webb defense, makes a move and scores. Olivia Rubin, her first goal of the day and season. Had 14 of them a year ago. And the Blue Devil lead is 13-2. Rubin eventually gets credit for the goal, but it's Callie Humphrey that kept the possession alive for Duke on that ground ball outside the restraining line. Humphrey has not had a lot of work to do defensively because Duke has had so much possession. And even with that, focused enough on the task at hand. Led the team and caused turnovers and ground balls a year ago. Preseason third-team All-American is Humphrey, the senior. Madison Dunk on the field for Duke. Cronin draws a second defender, sharp angle, and buries that one.
Number 18, Katie Cronin gets her
second goal of the afternoon and early evening for Cronin. Able to find the angle that time.
One minute remaining in the first half.
Less than a minute to go in the first half. Looks like Maddie Martin will come on to take the draw against Thurston. Martin more of a face-off, if you will, Fogo specialist, even though it's a draw. Able to get the loose ball, control the draw for Gardner Webb, and the turnover caused by Humphrey. Stepping into the passing lane, Thurston quickly ahead, 18 seconds for the Blue Devils to go to work. Crisp passing, Cronin down low, Dunk! Able to score for the Blue Devils with 11 seconds left in the first half. Madison Dunk, a pair of goals last season. Scores to make it 15-2, and that is how the first half will end. Blue Devils dominate the first half of their first game of 2020. Caroline DeBellis leads the way with 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points. Maddie Jenner, a hat trick in the first half. Cronin and Thurston joined DeBellis with a pair of goals apiece. Gately and Fran. Blue Devils successful on all but one clear attempt. Gardner Webb, a bit of a struggle in that sense, 5 for 12. One area that the Runnin' Bulldogs had a big-time lead statistically, 7 saves made by Katie Sylvester. She got a ton of work in the first half and was actually pretty darn good. Just too much possession, too many opportunities for the Blue Devils. An early feed to Landry and another save by Sylvester. That was the first few minutes of this game. Blue Devils scored a few goals, but it could have been a few more if not for Sylvester standing her ground and makes an early save to start the second half. Turnovers relatively even for two teams trying to work off the rust in the first game of the 2020 season. 10 for Gardner Webb, 9 for Duke. 11 fouls for the Runnin' Bulldogs, 7 called on the Blue Devils. First settled offensive possession for Gardner Webb. It's Deaver working against Joseph, trying to back her down. And that one is bounced past LaRose. Jada Preston gets the Runnin' Bulldogs on the board first here in half number 2. First goal of the season for Preston. She's the leading returning goal scorer. Excuse me. She had 28 a year ago. Taylor Francis had 29. Preston, the second leading returning student athlete in terms of points. She had 51 a year ago, 28 goals, 23 assists for Preston. 3 goals, 3 different goal scorers now for the Runnin' Bulldogs. Francis, Preston, and Gately. Blue Devils got 3 from Maddie Jenner, 2 each from DeBellis, Cronin, and Thurston. Ainsley Thurston. Callahan, Barry, Rubin, Cordray, Hindman, and Dunk, each with a goal apiece in the first half. DeBellis, a hot start to her career. 5 points in the first half. Here's Landry. That's a nice drive toward the cage and results in goal number 16 for Duke. Landry, 15, now a goal and an assist on the day.
Scores for the Blue Devils.
She's been a beast in the preseason, according to Coach Kimmel. Big-time mentality shift for her. She can be a dominant player with her size, speed, and skill. Beat her defender one-on-one there. Put it past Sylvester. And it's 16-3 here in the early going of the second half. Jenner to take the draw against Martin. Martin won a draw in the first half against Thurston. Jenner in the air to herself. Draw control number 8 for Jenner. She had 88 of them a year ago. Second most for a freshman all-time at Duke. Preseason honorable mention All-American. Won gold with the U.S. Under-19 team this summer. We'll see a lot of that team, folks that were involved on Sunday when Duke takes on Northwestern. 4 different Wildcats on that team, along with Jenner. Coach Amonte Hiller, the coach of that team. Landry in front. Nice feed, nice goal. Abby Landry using her size to her advantage.
Number 15, Abby Landry.
Second goal of the half, second goal of the game, second goal of the season for Abby Landry. Caroline DeBellis, another assist, make it 4 for her on the day. All very similar, up high, right in front of the crease, allowing Landry and Jenner to use their size advantage. 17-3 now with about 25 minutes to play. Jenner back out, take the draw. That U.S. Under-19 team captured the gold medal with a 13-3 win over Team Canada. It'll belong to the Runnin' Bulldogs. Deaver in behind the cage, working against Joseph. Heavily wrapped leg for Deaver. Burks cutting toward cage, couldn't corral the pass, but Deaver is there to back it up. It's Vetter. Burks, the feed inside, intercepted. Nice anticipation that time for Conway, and you can just see the type of speed that Conway has. Lays it off to Thurston. Early offense for the Blue Devils. DeBellis as things settle down just a bit. Conway just has an extra gear. Acts as kind of a rover in Duke's zone defense. Has a great stick. Saw her go to work there. Barry motioning for some movement from her teammates. Thurston in behind the cage. Rowell meets her there. It was Rubin making that cut that time that Jenner and Landry have so often made today. Connection not quite there. No shot clock reset, so Cronin works with 15 on the shot clock. Cronin is fouled. Rubin with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Lays it off to DeBellis, who beats a defender. Flag was in the air, and DeBellis has a hat trick to go along with 4 assists. That one scored with 1 second on the shot clock.
Number 23, Olivia Rubin, had the assist.
Rubin credited with the assist. What a debut for Caroline DeBellis. 1,000-point scorer in high school in basketball. An outstanding athlete. Making the transition to the collegiate level and doing it with aplomb thus far. Thurston and Martin to take the draw. High in the air it goes. Heinman able to chase down the ground ball. Blue Devils back on offense with under 21 to play. The feed inside to Rubin, who had assist a moment ago. Bounce shot is saved by Sylvester. Running Bulldogs will try to clear. A little too aggressive that time on the ride for Lindsay Reynolds. Will result in the foul. Duke has been terrific on the ride. Nice stick check that time from behind. Running out of trouble that time was Donaldson. Gardner Webb finally able to clear. Immediately checked out of the stick. It was Cubby Biscardi, the freshman, although the flag is in the air. 19:36 to play. Free position opportunity for Lauren Deaver, 2019 Big South All-Academic Team member. Bearing down on LaRose, and able to squeeze that one past the sophomore goalkeeper. First goal of the season for Deaver. She had 16 of them last year to go along with 6 assists. On comes Missy Biscardi. She and Cubby, twin sisters. Now back on defense for the Blue Devils, along with Natalie Kahn and Alexis Joseph. Heineman. Dunk. Whistle blows. Free position chance for the Blue Devils. It's in the stick of Olivia Carner. Maybe the most talented freshman in a very talented freshman class. Another save by Sylvester. 10 saves for Katie Sylvester. By far the MVP of this contest for Gardner Webb. And somebody who will be tough to contend with in the Big South this year. Coach Agulia has to love what she's seen between the pipes from her goalkeeper. Here's Dunk out of Durham, North Carolina. Rubin and now Carner. Carner into a sea of black jerseys will draw the foul. Another save by Sylvester, standing tall. Nice outlet pass as well. A great job there for Callahan. Whistle blew, but excellent hustle on the ride. Under 16 and a half to play. Hannah Smith carries it forward for Gardner Webb. And Smith is called for the charge. Blue Devils will try to clear now as that one bounces toward Joseph. Shaking off an illness to be a part of the proceedings today. Taylor Francis trying to bother her as much as possible, but Joseph secures possession for the Blue Devils. Up top to Heineman. Heineman calls out the play. Under 15 and a half to play. Dunk in behind the cage. Katie Calvo on for the Blue Devils. As Duke continues to substitute, Rubin is taken down in a major collision. Another yellow card for Lobus. As Rubin is taken down. LaRose will come off for the Blue Devils. Her day likely done. 3 saves for the sophomore. In between the pipes for Duke.
Duke has a new goalkeeper.
It'll be Chase Enriquez, the junior from Norwell, Massachusetts.
Enriquez.
Rubin with the free position shot.
Gardner Webb, number 6, Heather Lobus. 2 minutes.
Bounce shot, saves Sylvester. Katie Sylvester, the MVP for the Runnin' Bulldogs, and it's not even close. $14 and a half to play. 18-4 is the score. Enriquez will get an opportunity right away. Coming off the bench, Megan Trout. A free position shot. And puts that one past Enriquez for the 5th goal for Gardner Webb.
Gardner Webb goal scored by number 26, Megan Trout.
Five different goal scorers now for Gardner Webb. Francis, Preston, Gately, Deaver, and Trout. Trout, the freshman from Wilmington, North Carolina. Dunk up top to Landry. Now Rubin draws shooting space. Sylvester has been phenomenal on free position shots here today. Rubin unable to connect. Rowell looking to clear it herself. Runs into Cronin in front of the Gardner Webb bench. Lays it off to Antoshak. Flipped over to Hannah Smith. Calvo in front of her. And now with just over 12 minutes to play, Gardner Webb settles into its offense. Francis into a trio of Duke defenders. Patience there that time for Francis. Created an angle for herself, and with 11 minutes and 30 seconds to play, Gardner Webb has half a dozen on the board here at Koskinen Stadium. Francis becomes the first running Bulldog to score multiple goals here this afternoon and evening. Leading returning goal scorer from a year ago. Draw control now for Gardner Webb. As the running Bulldogs have found some momentum here late, probably not going to be enough for this game in particular, but certainly something for Coach Agulia to build off of. This is a team under Agulia, who was the interim head coach a year ago before being given the permanent job for this season. Set a single-season wins record for the program with half a dozen, had the program's first three-game winning streak, had a winning record at home for the first time. Program has not been in better shape than it is now. Blue Devils picked to finish 7th in the ACC this year. More experience, more depth than they've had in a number of years. Looking for the 20th NCAA tournament appearance in program history. Bounced past Thurston. Stays inside the restraining line. Calvo was pushed into the zone, so it would have stayed with Duke anyway. Bounce shot once again saved by Sylvester. A dozen saves now in the game. This is where it's been more difficult for Gardner Webb. 10 of 17 on the clear. Just out of the reach of Thurston that time. Coming hard to get the ball, Hannah Mitchell. And she will clear it for Gardner Webb. Under 9 minutes to play. A 3-0 run for Gardner Webb. Deaver, Trout, and Francis. 3 unanswered for the Runnin' Bulldogs. Cubby Biscardi comes away with it for the Blue Devils, using her speed in the open field. Duke has numbers if they hurry. Eva Greco, now dunk, goal line extended. Mark Wart, right down Broadway. Then the finish for Lexi Smalls. Smalls, the freshman
Lexi
from Needham,
Smalls
Massachusetts.
Scores for Duke. That is her first career goal.
For Schmalls, her first career goal. She joins the slew of Blue Devils to score their... Gardner Webb will have the ball after the foul is called on the Blue Devils. Virginia Orsler. Crable defending. Ground ball picked up by Francis. Giving chase was Missy Biscardi. Biscardi making life miserable for Taylon Francis. Plenty of time on the shot clock for the Runnin' Bulldogs to work with. Under 7 minutes to play here at Koskinen Stadium. Lakota Como to step on for Gardner Webb as Ryan Haley comes to the bench. Nice inside cut, nice feed, nice goal. It's Francis with the hat trick for the Runnin' Bulldogs here at Koskinen Stadium.
Gardner Webb goal scored by number 5.
Can see why she was second team All Big South a year ago.
From number 12, Jada Preston.
Jada Preston credited with the assist. She now has a goal and an assist in this game. 5 of Gardner Webb's 7 goals are unassisted. Thurston and Martin to take the draw one more time. Have not seen Maddie Jenner in a while. Duke does have a game on Sunday against Northwestern. Francis looking for more. Ball on the ground. Scooped up by Missy Biscardi. Back the other way comes Hannah Thurston. No relation to Ainsley Thurston. Another save. This time it's Taryn Brebner who stepped in between the pipes for Katie Sylvester. So different jersey, same result. Mark Ward goes low and scores for the Blue Devils.
Number 27, Mary Marquardt, scores for Duke. Number 32, Ainsley Thurston.
First goal for Marquardt since the 2018 season when she had half a dozen. That's her first goal of the year. Nice finish inside. Stephanie Zimpalik now in goal for Duke. Fourth goalkeeper to see time between the pipes here today for the Blue Devils. Schmalz takes the draw for Duke. Schmalz with the goal just a moment ago. And it's Schmalz on the restart. Leaves one defender in her wake. 3.5 to play. Duke with 20 goals here in their first game of the 2020 season. Schmalz draws the whistle, and we'll have the free position opportunity. Schmalz, a top 20 recruit. Part of that highly ranked Duke recruiting class. Already with a goal in her collegiate debut. And make it 2. The finish for Schmalz on the free position shot.
35, Lexi Schmalz.
Duke leads 21-7. Just over 2 minutes to play. Schmalz will head back to the draw circle. She'll take it against Alyssa Brown. Orsler was fouled after picking up the ground ball. Here's Orsler again. Blue Devils moving the ball around on offense with 65 seconds to play. Just about a 5-second differential between shot and game clock. Pass is deflected and picked out of the air by Haley. Once again, though, the Blue Devils come up with the goods on the ride. Duke can actually run out the clock without taking a shot. Instead, they'll draw the foul. Virginia Orsler will have the free position shot from straight away against Brebner. And Orsler, another Blue Devil, scoring her first career collegiate goal.
Number 28, Virginia Orsler, scores for Duke. That is her first career goal.
And that should just about do it. Clock continues to run with the margin as it is. 22-7 is going to be the final score here at Koskinen Stadium. Taylon Francis with a hat trick for Gardner Webb. Katie Sylvester was spectacular in net for the Runnin' Bulldogs. She made 13 saves, but just too much possession for the Blue Devils, who were terrific on the ride, forcing the Runnin' Bulldogs into just 11 for 18 on the clear. A 7-point game for Caroline DeBellis in her collegiate debut, 3 goals and 4 assists. Maddie Jenner in limited time, 3 goals and 8 draw controls. Pair of goals apiece for Ainsley Thurston, Katie Cronin, and Abby Landry. Maddie Dunk, Catherine Cordray, Anna Callahan, Kat Barry, Veronica Heinman, Olivia Rubin, Mary Markwart, Virginia Orsler, all scoring for Duke. Lexi Schmalz, the first 2 goals of her career as well. LaRose made 3 saves between the pipes for the Blue Devils, who moved to 1-0 on the season. Congratulations to Coach Kirsten Kimmel, win number 300 of her storied career. Blue Devils back in action against Northwestern on ACC Network Extra on Sunday. I will be joined by Debbie Taylor on the call of that one. 22-7 the score here from Durham. To watch this game on replay or any other, go to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. Thanks so much to Matt McCullough for running camera. For everybody else, I'm Ryan Craig. This has been a presentation of ESPN.
Attention Blue Devil fans, with